Welcome to the ultimate collection of must-read books and groundbreaking research that every AI enthusiast, thinker, and innovator should know. Essential reads for the intelligent age. In this podcast, we embark on a journey through the landscape of artificial intelligence, guided by the influential works that have shaped the field. We begin with the timeless classics. Artificial Intelligence, A Modern Approach by Russell and Norvig, which lays the foundational theories, and Max Tegmark's Life 3.0, Envisioning Our Future in an AI-Driven World. We then explore critical control and compatibility challenges in Stuart Russell's Human Compatible, followed by Kai-Fu Lee's insightful AI Superpowers, which examines the global power shifts between Silicon Valley and China. Pedro Domingos' The Master Algorithm reveals the quest for a unifying learning machine, while Deep Learning by Goodfellow, Bengio, and Corville delves into the technical depths of neural networks. Our exploration continues with Brian Christian's The Alignment Problem, addressing the ethical dimensions of AI, and Kai-Fu Lee's AI 2041, which offers 10 visionary scenarios for the future. We also touch on futuristic perspectives, with Ray Kurzweil's The Singularity is Nearer, and Chris Stokel-Walker's provocative How AI Ate the World. The conversation expands with Mustafa Suleyman and Michael Bosker's The Coming Wave, Judea Pearl and Dana McKenzie's The Book of Why, and Hannah Fry's accessible Hello World. Virginia Dignam's Responsible Artificial Intelligence reminds us of our duty to develop technology ethically, while Max Bennett's A Brief History of Intelligence traces the evolutionary breakthroughs that underpin our cognitive abilities. Reid Hoffman and GPT-4's Impromptu amplifies our humanity through AI, complemented by the transformative insights of Eric Brynjolfsson and Andrew McAfee's The Second Machine Age, and Ajay Agrawal, Joshua Gans, and Avi Goldfarb's Prediction Machines. Francois Fleury's The Little Book of Deep Learning offers a succinct guide to the technical intricacies of modern AI, and Chip Hyen's AI Engineering provides a practical blueprint for building AI systems. In addition to these influential books and texts, we highlight two landmark resources: the comprehensive Stanford AI Index 2024 report, which offers rigorous, data-driven insights into AI's rapid evolution and societal impact, and Google's groundbreaking research on Titans, an advanced neural memory architecture developed by a team led by Ali Behrooz, Palin Zhang, and Vahab Merakni, which redefines how AI models learn and remember over extended contexts. Notably, this discussion was developed using Notebook LM by Google, and the accompanying essay was crafted by Perplexity AI. Join us as we delve into these transformative works and reports, each illuminating a different facet of the AI revolution, from foundational theory and technical mastery to ethical stewardship and future forecasting. This is your guide to understanding the dynamic interplay of ideas, innovation, and impact that is shaping the future of intelligent technology.
Hey everyone, and welcome. Get ready, because today we're going deep, deep into the world of AI.
That's right. We're talking the must-read books and research, the ones that everyone who's anyone in AI has on their shelf.
Yeah, consider this your crash course. Whether you're prepping for that big meeting or just, AI curious, this deep dive is going to give you the knowledge you need to navigate this incredible field.
We'll connect the dots between all these complex ideas, break down the key takeaways, and hopefully you'll walk away feeling like a total AI whiz.
Okay, so let's jump right in. Let's talk about the AI essentials, the foundational texts, the books that laid the groundwork for everything we know today.
These are the books that you can't really skip if you want to understand the core principles of AI.
Exactly. First up, we have to mention Artificial Intelligence, A Modern Approach.
The AI Bible, basically.
Right, by Stuart Russell and Peter Norvig. And honestly, it's surprisingly understandable for a book that covers such a, complex topic.
Yeah.
It really breaks down all the fundamental algorithms and concepts.
It's like the blueprint for understanding how AI works. From search algorithms to machine learning, it's all in there.
Peeking under the hood, right? Okay, so next we've got Life 3.0 by Max Tegmark. And this one takes a totally different approach.
It's less about, the nuts and bolts of AI and more about the big picture. Like, how is AI going to impact humanity? What does the future hold?
Yeah, this book blew my mind. Tegmark's vision of the future where AI could reshape, everything. It's definitely made me think about things a little differently.
It raises some really profound questions, like what does it mean to be human in a world increasingly shaped by intelligent machines?
And how do we make sure that we're using AI for good?
Mm.
Which actually brings us to our next book.
Human Compatible by Stuart Russell.
Yes. This one dives into the challenge of aligning AI with human values. How do we keep AI under control and ensure that it's working for us, not against us?
It's like establishing a set of guidelines for this powerful new technology, making sure that it benefits humanity. Just like, with something like nuclear energy, we had to figure out how to harness its power safely.
Okay, so those are some of the foundational texts, the ones that, really set the stage for understanding AI. But now I think it's time to zoom out a bit and look at the global landscape of AI.
Because AI isn't just theoretical anymore, it's a global phenomenon.
It really is. And to understand this global AI race, we have to talk about AI Superpowers by Kai-Fu Lee. He gives this insider perspective on the rivalry between China and Silicon Valley, highlighting the strengths of each.
It's fascinating, right? Because it's not just about the algorithms. It's about culture, government policies, even societal values.
So understanding these differences is really key to predicting the future of AI and its impact on the world.
Exactly. It's like watching a high-stakes chess match, with China and the U.S. making these strategic moves to gain an advantage. And the implications, they go far beyond just technology.
Okay, so we've got the big picture now, the global forces at play. But let's dive a bit deeper into the world of machine learning, the algorithms and techniques that are driving so much of the progress in AI.
Machine learning, it's like the engine behind AI. Understanding it is key to unlocking AI's true potential.
So where do we start with this?
Well, one book that I always recommend is The Master Algorithm by Pedro Domingos. He takes us on this quest for a universal learning algorithm.
A universal algorithm.
Yeah, think of it like the holy grail of AI, an algorithm that could learn anything from any data.
Wow. So Domingos breaks down the different approaches to machine learning.
He does, from neural networks to evolutionary algorithms. And he explains it all in a way that's surprisingly easy to grasp.
It sounds like he's taking us on a tour through the different schools of thought in machine learning, showing us how they all fit together.
And along the way, he asks these big questions like, can a single algorithm truly capture the complexity of human thought?
It makes you wonder, what would it mean for us if we did find this master algorithm? Okay, so we've got this grasp on the big picture, the key players, and this search for a universal learning algorithm. But to understand how these powerful learning machines actually work, we need to talk about deep learning.
Deep learning, think of it like the engine behind so many of the AI breakthroughs we see. Image recognition, natural language processing, it's all powered by deep learning.
Right, so to really understand deep learning, we have to talk about Deep Learning by Ian Goodfellow, Yoshua Bengio, and Aaron Corville.
Another AI Bible. This one's a bit more technical, but it's the go-to resource for anyone who's serious about mastering the theory and practice of neural networks.
So it's a deep dive within a deep dive.
Exactly. And the journey definitely doesn't stop there. As these AI systems become even more powerful, we need to think about the ethical implications.
We can't just ignore the risks.
Absolutely. And that's where the next set of books we'll be discussing comes in. The ones that delve into the ethics of AI. How do we build responsible AI systems that benefit everyone?
Now, that's where things get really interesting.
They do.
Yeah, it's exciting, but, a little scary too. It feels like we're at a point where the choices we make about AI now are really going to shape the future.
No doubt. And one book that really dives into this whole ethical minefield is The Alignment Problem by Brian Christian. It's all about this big question: how do we make sure that AI systems, especially as they get more complex, are actually aligned with human values?
Right, because human values, those are pretty messy, right? Even we don't always agree on what's right or wrong. So how do we teach that to a machine?
Exactly. It's not as simple as just programming in a set of rules, right? Christian really goes deep into all the different approaches researchers are exploring, things like reward learning, value alignment, but it's a constantly evolving field. There's no easy answers.
Yeah, it makes you think, like, even defining what good behavior is for an AI, that's a whole philosophical debate in itself. And then what about those unintended consequences? What happens when an AI, even with the best intentions, ends up causing harm because it just didn't quite understand what we wanted?
Exactly. It's a huge challenge. And that's why I think books like Responsible Artificial Intelligence by Virginia Dignam are so important. She stresses this idea of a human-centered approach to AI development. prioritizing well-being and making sure that AI benefits society.
It's a good reminder that building AI isn't just about the algorithms, it's about shaping the future of society. We need to be thinking about the impact on jobs, privacy, even relationships.
Absolutely. And this is where the whole conversation about regulation and governance comes in, right? It's not just about what AI can do, but what it should do, and how do we make sure that it's used for good.
Okay, so we've got this ethical framework in mind, but I also want to talk about how AI might actually change our lives in the coming years. Some of the predictions in AI 2041 by Kai-Hu Lee and Chen Kuifan, they were mind-blowing.
Oh, yeah, that book was amazing. They painted such a vivid picture of the future, with AI integrated into every aspect of our lives: healthcare, education, entertainment, you name it.
What I loved about that book was how they blended fiction with real insights about the trajectory of AI. It made the future feel so tangible, yet still thought-provoking.
Right. And they didn't just present this utopian vision. They also explored the potential downsides, the risks of job displacement, the widening gap between the haves and have-nots, the challenges of ensuring equitable access to these technologies.
It was a balanced perspective, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, speaking of predictions, we can't forget about Ray Kurzweil and the singularity is nearer. This one really gets you thinking.
Oh yeah, Kurzweil, he's not afraid to make some bold claims. He basically argues that we're rapidly approaching this point where AI surpasses human intelligence, and it's going to lead to this massive transformation unlike anything we've ever seen.
The singularity, it's this idea that, machines could become smarter than their creators. It's fascinating, but also a bit terrifying. It makes you question everything at what it means to be human.
Right. And Kurzweil's argument is that this isn't some sci-fi fantasy. It's an inevitable outcome of the exponential growth of computing power and the accelerating pace of AI development.
I know this is a big debate in the AI community, how plausible is the singularity? And is it really as near as Kurzweil suggests?
Yeah, the timeline is definitely up for debate, but I think even if his predictions are a bit off, the book raises some really important questions about the long-term implications of AI. How do we prepare for a future where machines play such a prominent role?
Okay, so let's bring it back down to earth a bit. Even if we're not facing a robot uprising anytime soon, AI is already having a huge impact on society. Chris Stokowalker, in his book, How AI Eat the World, he really highlights how AI is already everywhere, often in ways we don't even realize.
Oh yeah, he does a fantastic job of showing how AI is reshaping industries, influencing decisions, and changing the way we work, learn, and interact with the world.
What I appreciated about his book was how he didn't shy away from the downsides. He talks about the risks of algorithmic bias, the erosion of privacy, the potential for AI to worsen existing social inequalities.
It's not all sunshine and roses, right?
Exactly. We have to be aware of the potential pitfalls. And for a more lighthearted but still incredibly insightful take on how algorithms are shaping our lives, I'd recommend Hello World by Hannah Fry.
Oh, I loved that book. She's so good at explaining complex concepts in a way that's engaging and accessible. You don't need a technical background to understand it. She's a great storyteller, and she uses humor and real-world examples to show how algorithms are already influencing everything from our dating lives to our medical diagnoses to the news we read.
I remember that chapter on algorithms in the criminal justice system. Fascinating, but also a little unsettling. It really got me thinking about the potential for bias and unfairness when we rely on algorithms to make such important decisions.
It's a great example of how even seemingly neutral algorithms can perpetuate existing biases if we're not careful about how we design and use them.
And speaking of the power dynamics of AI, The Coming Wave by Mustafa Suleyman and Michael Bhaskar, they really dig into the geopolitical implications of AI.
Yeah, they argue that AI is creating this new wave of disruption that's going to transform not just industries, but also the balance of power between nations, corporations, and individuals.
I found their analysis of the potential for AI to be used for both good and bad to be really thought-provoking. They talk about using AI to tackle climate change and disease, but also the risks of AI being used for surveillance, propaganda, even autonomous weaponry.
It's a good reminder that the future of AI isn't set in stone. It depends on the choices we make, the values we prioritize as we develop and deploy these technologies.
Okay, so we've covered the ethical considerations, the impact on society, the mind-bending concept of the singularity. But let's not forget about all the amazing breakthroughs happening in AI research, things that are really pushing the boundaries of what we thought was possible.
For sure. And one area where we've seen some remarkable progress is in the field of causality, the science of cause and effect.
Right. The Book of Why by Judea Pearl and Dana McKenzie. That was a game changer for me. They argue that understanding causality is crucial for unlocking the next level of AI intelligence.
Exactly. They point out that current AI systems, they're really limited by their inability to reason about cause and effect. They can recognize patterns and make predictions, but they lack a deep understanding of why things happen.
So they can tell you what will happen, but not why.
Right. And that's why Pearl and Mackenzie believe that teaching AI to reason about causality is key to creating more intelligent, reliable, and trustworthy systems.
Makes you wonder if cracking the code of causality could be the key to, finally achieving human-level AI.
It's a really exciting area of research, for sure. And for a different perspective on how we might achieve human-level AI, A Brief History of Intelligence by Max Bennett. He takes a fascinating approach. Looking at the evolution of the human brain, how can that inform AI development?
So like reverse engineering the brain,
Yeah.
trying to learn from nature's best invention.
Exactly. Bennett argues that by studying how the brain works, how it's evolved, we can get clues for designing more sophisticated AI systems.
Love that idea. Learning from nature to create the next generation of intelligent machines. It's like bringing things full circle.
Yeah. It's a testament to the power of collaboration between different fields, bringing together insights from neuroscience, computer science, and evolutionary biology to tackle this challenge.
Okay, so we've talked about ethics, algorithms, the singularity, causality, the brain. But there's one book that really stands out for its unique take on the relationship between humans and AI.
Yeah.
Impromptu, Amplifying Our Humanity Through AI by Reid Hoffman, and get this, GPT-4.
Yeah, this one's truly groundbreaking. GPT-4, a powerful language model, actually co-authored this book with Hoffman. It's a great example of humans and AI collaborating in new and unexpected ways.
I know, a machine co-writing a book about AI, it's kind of like something out of a movie.
I know, right? It
Yeah.
really blurs the lines. And the book itself explores this idea, that AI can be this tool for amplifying human potential. It's not about humans versus machines. It's about humans and machines working together.
So it's about collaboration, not competition.
Exactly. They explore how AI can enhance creativity, productivity, even our understanding of ourselves. It's this vision of the future where humans and AI work together to solve problems, create incredible things, and really push the boundaries of what's possible.
That's an inspiring vision. But to get there, we need to think about the practical implications, right?
Yeah.
How is all of this going to affect the economy?
Oh, for sure. And that's where the next set of books we'll be discussing comes in. The ones that delve into how AI is reshaping industries, changing the nature of work, and really impacting the global economy. This is where things get really practical.
Yeah, it's incredible to think about how AI is already changing things in healthcare, finance, transportation, all these massive industries. But what about the even bigger picture? How is AI going to impact the whole global economy?
Right. The Second Machine Age by Eric Brynjolfsson and Andrew McAfee, that's one that really dives into this. They argue that we're in the middle of this, the second machine age, driven by AI and the incredible growth of computing power.
That book was like a crash course in AI economics for me. It really opened my eyes to the potential for AI to both, create amazing opportunities, but also disrupt, really disrupt entire industries.
They explain it so well, how AI is changing the very nature of work, automating jobs that we thought, only humans could do, and creating totally new jobs that we can't even imagine yet.
It's both exciting and, a little bit scary. AI has the potential to boost productivity, solve problems, but it also raises those concerns about, job displacement. What happens to the people whose jobs are automated?
Yeah, they definitely address those concerns. And their argument is that we need to be, proactive. We need to be investing in education, training, helping people adapt to these changes in the job market.
It's not just about learning to code anymore, right? It's about those uniquely human skills. Critical thinking, creativity, emotional intelligence, all the things that AI still struggles with.
Exactly. Prediction Machines by Ajay Agrawal, Joshua Gans, and Avi Goldfarb. They make this really interesting point. They say AI, at its core, is a prediction machine. It's all about reducing the cost of prediction.
I love that idea. It reframes the whole way you think about AI, right?
It does. And they argue that, as AI gets better and better at predicting things, it's going to be increasingly valuable for everyone, businesses, governments, even individuals. It'll change how we make decisions about everything.
It's almost like AI is giving us a crystal ball, helping us see into the future with more clarity, make better decisions. But of course, then it raises the question of who controls that crystal ball? How do we make sure it's used ethically?
That's the key, right? The technology itself is one thing, but the values, the principles we embed in these systems, that's what really matters.
Okay, so we've done a lot of talking about the big ideas, the theory, but for those who actually want to build AI systems, where do they even start?
Yeah, it can seem pretty daunting.
The Little Book of Deep Learning by Francois Fleury, that's a great starting point. It's super accessible, even if you don't have like a math background.
A good introduction to the world of deep learning. It is. He explains those core concepts in a way that's clear, concise, easy to understand. And once you have the basics down, AI Engineering by Chip Ewan, that one's amazing for practical advice.
Like real-world tips and tricks.
Totally. She covers data preparation, model selection, testing, deployment, the whole process. It's like having an AI expert as your mentor, guiding you every step of the way.
So it's like the roadmap to actually building AI systems. But even once you're building, it's important to stay up to date, right? AI moves so fast.
So true. That's where the Stanford AI Index 2024 report comes in. It's this fantastic overview of like everything happening in AI, research, development, societal impact, it's all there.
Like a yearly checkup for the whole field of AI.
Yeah, it's a great way to stay informed and understand those big trends shaping the future.
And speaking of big trends, we have to mention Titans, Google's AI architecture. This book introduces this groundbreaking new AI architecture that Google Research developed, and it's totally changing how AI handles memory.
Yeah, Titans, it allows these AI systems to store and retrieve massive amounts of information over, really long periods of time. They can learn and reason in ways that were impossible before.
It's like giving AI a memory that's almost like human-like. Right.
Exactly. It's a huge leap forward, and it's going to revolutionize so many different areas of AI. So yeah, that's it, our deep dive into the world of AI.
We covered a lot today, from the basics to the breakthroughs to those, really big questions about ethics and society.
It's such a fascinating field, and it's changing so fast. And as you continue to explore AI, just remember to stay curious, stay informed, and, really think critically about the role you want AI to play in your life and in the world.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. We'll see you next time.